All right, are we live? Is anyone there? Let's see if anyone's watching the program. Starting soon, it says. What's going on? Are you sure you want to stream live? Yeah, we want to stream live. The event is starting. Okay, I guess we are live. So let's share this to whoever's out there. Server error. Reload this page. Let's try it. Let's send it to Twitter. Oh, come on, man! I didn't have to put that. Have to memorize. Let's put it here. Come on, man. What's going on? I guess Google works. So Google, great. Google Plus. Twitter. All right. Let's paint. Oops, paint TV. Sure. Let's do it. Sign up. No, not shit. All right, one person's watching. Good. Well, there's someone watching. That's good. Let me do this again. Let's paint TV. Okay. Sign in a tweet. Okay, we signed in a tweeted. We're having an issue with that. Okay, so let's go ahead and just get the Command C and then go ahead and put it over on our other page, which would be, I guess, a new window. And let's go to Facebook somewhere. Just type it in, I guess. I don't have it as a bookmark. Okay. Face. Okay, let's put it on here. Boom. What do we got? Okay, we are live. That looks good. We are live. All right. Boom. Let's put it on our Let's Paint TV other page. Put that down. Boom. Okay. Boom. Okay. All right. Okay. That's good enough for now. Thank you again for being here. Another exciting day at Let's Paint TV headquarters. I gotta say, I've been somewhat of a weenie. And I can't deny it. I am squeamish and kind of a wimp on many matters. And one is the rats in the wall scenario. Just an update. We had a pest control guy come into the house and basically just said, well, you just need to do a couple of things. Basically, he didn't want to take our business, which is that's the second time that he's come over and basically not wanting to take money from us. I guess they must have looked at us, looked at me, and they could tell there was no money to be had or something. They just figured either that or it's just an easy job or an impossible job. I don't know. Anyway, he gave us some ideas, some possible scenarios what to do. Basically, I'm going to drill a hole in the wall this time where you can hear them, and then spray ammonia in there, and that will that should do some business, and then set up some more traps. And then I was walking the dog today, and have you ever seen those trucks where they have the balls hanging from the back of the truck? It's like macho trucks, and they got the balls because they got balls. and I saw that today, and then I made note of it to a person nearby who actually has a truck himself, and he says, yeah, he had those balls hanging too, which seems like, wow. What are the chances of I didn't bring this up because I didn't want to start a fight or nothing, but what were the chances of two different people with two different trucks with balls hanging on the back of their trucks? I guess they frequently, a lot of times people frequent the same thing. It's not like a bar or anything. I don't know what's going on there. Some kind of unsavory types are going into this building of late. I don't know. Maybe I suspect it's some sort of probation building. You know what I mean? There is one. There is also one a probation building around the corner. So maybe I happen to live where there's a lot of pot clubs and probation buildings where people go to, I guess, check in with their PO. Is it their PO? They call it. I don't know. But apparently you cannot. This guy was telling me you cannot actually have those balls hanging. That's a ticket, and he told me he got a ticket actually for having his balls out in the open, hanging, dangling from his pickup truck. So just FYI, don't be hanging your balls out for the whole world to see. Because you will get basically it's an indecent exposure of some sort or something like that. I don't think it's like a sex crime. You're not going to get like Olivia and Stabler on the tact Ice-T Munch. You're not going to have them. Well, they might. Maybe Homeland Security. Who knows what's entailed? What's going to happen? And maybe they have to sign up as a sex offender now. I'm not sure. I should have asked him that. But then again, sometimes you don't want to pry too much. I'm hesitant sometimes about prying too much with people because sometimes if you're too honest, then your honesty then kind of could backfire in the sense that the person might feel offended, and then when they're offended, then they may. I honestly, it was not. I could have asked the question. I guess out of habit, I don't ask too many questions, particularly on that nature, because then it's almost like it's almost like Tourette's coming out of you, where you just blurt out stuff, and that probably is, maybe you don't want to do that. Maybe you don't want to be doing that. But sometimes you kind of need to get your point across and to also interact. And that's what we do here every day, Monday through Friday, 11 to 12 noon here, Pacific Standard Time. Let's Paint TV. We want to interact. We're trying to communicate. And if we step on each other's toes, so be it. Let it out. This is the place. To do just that. And I'm sipping on some coffee here. And maybe we shall do some more painting. I think since that is sort of the moniker of what we do here. So thanks again for being here. Just a couple of people watching right now, but file all in. And it's hard to find one's mojo, find what's happening when you sort of self-starting the operation all over again. It does feel as if we're started from the beginning, and in many respects, it is as if we are coming to you live as we are, but in a sort of just in a beginning kind of way. Let's take this call here. Hello, caller. You're on Let's Paint TV. Hi. Hello. Come on in. Yeah. Your call is not going to come in right away. Don't get confused. There's a delay. So feel free to just okay, no problem. 818-528-4516. That's the number. And if you have questions about the creative process, multitasking, painting, exercising, all that kind of stuff, we can. Here's the call again. Let's take this call again. The 360. Hello. You're on Let's Paint TV. Hi.
I'm on Let's Paint.
Yes, you are.
Hey, is this John?
Yes, it is.
Hi. Are you painting anything right now?
I'm just drinking some coffee, but I'm kind of itching to paint. Yes, I'm itching to paint something.
That's great. Are you live on the internet?
We are live right now.
That's really wonderful. No, hey, I'm calling from Olympia, Washington.
Oh wow, Olympia. That's a beautiful place. Is it foggy?
Yeah.
Is it foggy, sunny? What's it up there?
Right now it's actually sunny, but there are a lot of clouds. So there's like dark clouds.
Okay.
But on the other side of the sky where the sun is, there's like patches of blue. It's really beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm out in the garden and the sun is shining.
Yeah. Well,
It's pretty nice.
Yeah. I've gone through that area once actually. I think it's just once, maybe twice in my life, and it's usually in the summertime, and it's really I found it to be quite beautiful. I don't know about the wintertime.
True.
Don't know about the wintertime.
It pretty much rains from like October into like May or June, and then after that it's sunny. It's sunny all summer and beautiful and dry, and then it just rains the rest of the year.
Yeah. I mean, if anyone hasn't been, I've been to that particular part of the world. This is a great time to go. The summer and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. We're just coming on the nice season here. It feels pretty good.
Well, fantastic. So, what do you do up there in Olympia? Are you like an artist and stuff?
Yeah, a little bit. I was a college student at the Evergreen State College up until yesterday, I guess. And I'm taking a bit of a break from that. So I've been trying to make a little more art. I'm going to be traveling around pretty soon.
Nice. Nice. Where are you going to travel to? Where are you traveling to?
I think I'm going to be traveling by bicycle down the coast from here,
nice.
Kind of down the Oregon coast, down into California, but I don't know how far south yet.
Sweet.
Yeah, I was wondering if you had any advice actually about how to keep the creative energy as you're traveling, because I do a little bit of painting here, but I think I won't be able to do so much painting when I'm on the road with my bike.
Yeah.
I got a sketchbook, so I can sketch.
Sketchbook, maybe a little package of watercolors would be good. A little. Let me show you my little. I think I got it over here. Let me go find it for you. And I, over the years, have acquired many watercolor boxes, if you will. What's the one that I have so many? Okay, here, let me just show you an array of my watercolor, and this is only a small portion of what I have.
I actually can't see you at the moment. I don't have the computer up.
Okay. Well,
you can just sign it to me.
Yeah, okay, and I'm going to show it to everyone else. These things, they're about maybe $20 at the cheapest. Maybe even cheaper than that, but roughly think about spending maybe $20, maybe 30. I recommend, now a lot of people who are into watercolor rather have you buy the tubes, and with the tubes, you spread out the paint on a palette and you go about it that way. I'm a fan of the pans, where the little cakes that it's like being a kid in kindergarten again. When you were a kid.
Yeah, totally. I remember that from in elementary school. We had the little things.
Exactly. So that's what I'm showing everyone right now, and this is this is the one I use probably more than any of the other ones. And this is just the plastic one made by Winsor Newton, and it's the cheap version in terms of it came with the cheap watercolor cakes, if you will. And then there's professional ones, and I've sort of subsequently added the professional ones later on. Anyway, it comes with a little brush, and also has a little area for mixing the water and all that kind of stuff. So, and it's small.
That's pretty good for traveling.
Oh, perfect! It can go right next to your sketchbook. And if you get a sketchbook that can handle water, meant for using water mediums like watercolor and stuff,
Uh-huh.
and ink, then you'd be good. Now check this one out. Now you can't see it. This is a little baby one. This is about maybe two. It's so baby I never even used it, but I bought it. And you do this when you go to art stores. You end up buying stuff, and you kind of like thinking you're going to use it, and you never do. But this guy is so teeny, and honestly, I just never bothered to use it because it is just too small. But this is about maybe 2.5 inches by 3.5 inches, and it's metal, and it's pretty sturdy. Okay, and then here's a bigger version of it. And these are all actually made by Winsor Newton, but there's other companies. Anyway, this is the bigger version. You can tell I've used this one quite a bit. It probably needs to be cleaned. Of course, you can't watch, you can't see it, but just listen to me. Now this one's a little bit bigger. This is also a good size though. What I didn't like about this this particular one, it's metal, which is kind of neat, but frankly, it's not. There's nowhere what's that the word for comfortability? There's a term for that. How to make things comfortable. Aerodynamic, I don't know. They talk about like for chairs, like people who who design chairs, they talk about there's a term for that. Anyway, it's not comfortable because of the metal. It hurts your hand when you hold it and stuff. So this one, yeah. So this plastic one, which is a lot cheaper, by the way, opens up, and it has a little thumb thing where you can put your thumb through, and it feels a lot better. And of course, it's not going to work for me because it's okay. Here we go. It opened up for me finally, and of course it fell apart. But let me just see. This happens sometimes, or a lot. The things kind of when you're not using them that much. Anyway, so here you go. Look at this. If you can see, is I can put my thumb now into the palette, and you can keep it there for a long time.
That, I think.
Yeah, this is cool. So and it also has extra places to put more color whatever mixes and stuff here, but if you pull it out too much, it falls off, so you can't go all the way. Anyway, you don't need to go that crazy with it. I tend to just work in this particular area anyway. And anyway, so I'm a fan of this because it's convenient and it folds up pretty easily. And so watercolor is my recommendation for traveling.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, it sounds great.
Yeah, it's kind of neat.
With like colored pencils or pastel kind of things.
Yeah, I mean watercolor. Watercolor mixing with colored pencils could work. Pastels probably not. Pastels probably not as much because of the pastel, the chalkiness mixed with the water will kind of do something weird. But you could try. I wouldn't. My thinking is it wouldn't work as well. But if you used oil pastels, then the wax resistance, from the oil with the water will cause an interesting effect on your paper. So that might be kind of neat.
Yeah, I think we did that like in elementary school too, where you kind of put like Crayola wax crayons
exactly.
and watercolor over the top.
Exactly. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so definitely you could play it with that route, but I wouldn't go with the chalk. Chalk and watercolor, that usually is a bad, doesn't work as well. Though there could be people to say or to claim that it is. Okay, the LCC, ergonomic.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
I couldn't think of the word either, but yeah.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah, ergonomic. I can't even pronounce it either. Ergonomic or something like that.
Ergonomic. Yeah, ergonomics, something like that.
Right. Creativity Madness says the one thing that sucks with watercolor is the kind you use is kind of important, at least for me. Okay, I don't know what he meant by that, but or she. But it's whatever's comfortable and what you're trying to do with it. I found that that's convenient, and I've had some good results working with watercolors that way. But if you're going, more in the studio, working in the studio, people tend to go with the tubes more. I find only because you can get more color, saturation, maybe quicker, and fill up bigger areas, fields of consciousness, streams of consciousness with the paint. You can fill it up more. So that's why people would use the tubes, probably more so. But if you're on the spot, out on the street or in a coffee shop, I think these things are great because again, you don't need anything else besides a little cup of water, and you got your brush also in there, and that's it. You can you can use the leftover coffee cup, and just put some water on there, and then boom, you're ready to go. And you don't have to fumble with your tubes and try to open them up and squirt them out and find out that they're dried up and they don't work and all that stuff.
Yeah, it sounds like great.
So I'm a big fan of it, but again, a lot of people are not. They think those suck and they're not happy with them. But it's a lot of times personal preference.
Right, I guess I gotta have to try some things out and see what I really like.
Yeah,
like I said, I've been a watercolor since I was probably like 10 years old or something, sitting in my third grade class.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. That's what's fun about the watercolor is that you can kind of harken back to that time as being a kid, and I love that aspect, and I like to point that out with what we do here at Let's Paint TV. Just kind of being more of a kid as opposed to trying to be some sort of intellectual type, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but there's not enough people just having fun and being a kid.
Right, yeah, it's so much easier to let that creative energy out when you don't have all the inhibitions that come with growing up, but when you're a young kid, you just sort of like...
Yeah, but a lot of times, when people put a lot of effort and thought into things, we get stuck and we get stiff and we play it safe in many respects. And so if we can kind of mix in some of the freedom that being a kid is all about and sort of the haphazard jumping in, it's going to help us out a lot, I think.
Yeah, totally. I love that. That's fantastic.
Well, I mean, that's I just find that seems to be the best medicine for a lot of us. And I'm not I don't want to just say get rid of it all, the rest of the stuff, because that's there's importance to that, but sometimes people get so stuck on that, and there's just a whole other world out there, and a lot of times, again, I point this out, people get stuck and then they quit. They don't know other ways of going about doing things, and they don't know how to find pleasure again in whatever they're doing because they went a particular route. They went down a particular road, and they don't know that they can cross over. They can cross back. They can switch back,
Yeah, totally.
Well, fantastic. Well, have a great time. Be safe. Wear a bike helmet.
Definitely will.
All right. Get some bike lights, reflectors. I wouldn't, be careful. Those cars are assholes. When you're a bicyclist, just keep that in mind. Be careful of those the cars. They're dangerous, as you know.
Thanks.
But you bicycle all the time, right? You bicycle all the time, right?
Yeah, I bike around town quite a bit. I've taken a few sort of shorter trips. This will be my first multi-100-mile trip.
Yeah, years ago
I've been doing 1,000 miles or so.
Wow, yeah. Years ago I did a little of that, and it is pretty amazing. It's pretty awesome. Oh, drink lots of water.
You're painting while riding a bike. That's pretty impressive.
Well, yeah, but it's for a short distance. Though I'd like to try it. Maybe go a little. I'd like to try to maybe paint some masterpieces over a long period of time. That might be kind of interesting,
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
I definitely won't be watercoloring while I'm biking down Highway 101 or anything. So.
No, yeah,
I was inspired by your ability to multitask.
good. Well, it's we all do it, so it's not
Pretty
really.
inspirational.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I
I
was
mean,
wondering what happened to the treadmill and the blender on
Well,
your show. You
I
moving
mean,
a new direction or what?
no,
Will you ever bring that back on the
no,
internet
we bring
show?
it back. We'll bring it back. It's just I've been doing these programs sort of every day, so it's hard to kind of. It became hard. It is sort of hard to run on the treadmill and blend something and do that route every day, you know.
Right.
And then
I
now
believe it. It's
so
pretty hard even when you're doing it for half
gets
an
a
hour
little-
every week or whatever.
Yeah, it gets a little tiresome, and also,
Uh-huh.
and you just kind of run out of ideas, and it's far more interesting to just sort of hang out. And
Right.
not that it's terribly exciting for people out there always, but so what?
Yeah,
I mean,
well, I'd love to see it come back someday. I'd
Yeah,
love to see
well,
do
it-
more
we-
of the stuff.
I put out a video.
Pancakes or whatever you have to do.
Right. I do put those videos out every once in a while, but I'm not as prolific. I don't put them on a schedule like every Wednesday or something, which I probably should. Like every Wednesday, a new video kind of thing, where weird shit happens. Where I do a lot of weird stuff. So I just haven't. Anyway, I need to be a little more. Somehow better at providing that kind of stuff. I don't know, or not. I don't. It doesn't. And you start to wonder, does it really matter whatever you do? Sometimes you start to wonder, well, maybe I should just not do that anymore. It's already there. It's already been proven. You've already proved yourself. Try something else. Why do I question that, right? It's like, well, geez, I've already been doing that already. I'm going to do that again now.
Yeah, you showed us all that we can do it all.
That's true,
really,
but then
that resonates with me pretty intensely.
Well, good.
The fact that multitasking is possible.
Well,
I've never tried to do anything else while I paint except maybe listen to the radio or something. But I wonder if maybe I should be like trying to do something else just to see what happens with the creative process.
Well, it's a good practice. I would say that it is not necessarily always something you want to strive for, maybe all the time, but when it happens, particularly in our regular lives, it happens all the time. It's kind of good knowledge that you can handle it. Is
right.
What I would suggest, and also. The beauty about having things all over happening and also being then creative at the same time and making stuff is you start to think on the fly better. You can actually be a quicker at that and know that you can keep going even though you're flubbing up and you're failing. It's kind of a great, in a sense, metaphor for life and to continue on.
Mm-hmm.
Because not everyone's going to be willing to try it again because we're all so wrapped into being correct and do things right. We're not going to purposely set ourselves up for failure, which is sort of what I do here in a way. But there is a there is sort of a silver lining from doing just that.
So setting yourself up for failure?
Yeah, and the practice of that and understanding that, because again, a lot of times you get out into the real world and there's failure is abound. It's all over the place, and a lot of shit is going down. And I find a lot of times I'll just kind of like smile and go, oh shit's going down. Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah, well, some of the shows you've done in the past are pretty chaotic, but I think there's a lot of value in that as well.
Yeah, of course.
And yeah, definitely. I've been watching some of your stuff. It inspires me to be more creative, which is exactly what I think I need in life.
I think it's an important ingredient for happiness. We all try. Mm-hmm. I think inadvertently we all know that, and we all find things, and hobbies and stuff. We all do that anyway, or we find needs for that. But I think a lot of us forget that and also get confused by that at the same time, and could definitely benefit by seeking out more creativity in their lives ultimately.
Yeah, totally. Well, it seems like you sort of encompass the whole creativity and exercise and eating well, and that's just that's a balanced life right there. You got it all down.
Yeah, I mean, and
so
I'm not.
I derive a lot of entertainment and inspiration from watching what you do.
Well, I'm glad that you benefit, and that it makes my job easier.
That's good.
I mean,
how many people are watching the show right now?
It says just 5. We're not getting a crap load of people. It's only it's just about a week of doing this on the YouTube Live. There's not really a good way to advertise except for just to the people out there that I have on Facebook. That's how you found me, right? Or
that's how I found you. Yeah. I found you. I was watching the old shows on YouTube, and then I somehow it linked to Facebook, and then it linked to this live thing. And I saw you were doing a live show every weekday at 11 to noon.
Yeah.
So I picked up my phone and I thought I'd give you a call.
Yeah. That's what we're doing. It's I think too, traction and consistency. Like I'll probably be gone like a whole next week or roughly like that. So it's gonna have to maybe start all over again with the traction, and people are gonna. Well, I thought you were on every day. No, I'm gonna be gone now.
Uh-huh.
But that happens, but I've been doing this the live show like this for about 4 or 5 years now. So but on a different portal that's not around anymore. So and we'd get some good runs in terms of they would feature the show, and I think if I figured it out, I could get it more featured on YouTube. But I don't think they really care so much about live programming anyway. But they could, and they do in some form of fashion, and it's just a matter of.
I've never heard of live YouTube basically before.
I know it's not.
I never knew about it before.
I know, right? It's sort of hidden, and if you go to YouTube, you can't really even find it. So there you have it. They don't really know what to do with it, but they have the ability because it is Google, and they are all humongous, so
they can do pretty much anything, right?
Yeah, they could do whatever they want, right? And they could kill me, that's for sure. I'm sure they could say, let's kill Mr. Let's Paint right now, kill him. They could do it. They could do it, right? They could do whatever they want. I don't know, maybe.
They could
well,
do it. I don't know if
anyone could kill you. Anyone could kill you. I mean, but there's repercussions, obviously.
Yeah, that's the thing about it.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah. And I think that's what keeps people sane is they know that, well, you don't do certain things because of the repercussions, maybe, or not so much the penalty given to the penalty is not always based on the penalty that of course from others given to you, but also the penalty in your own mind of your own remorse.
Right. Yeah, that's the big one that keeps people from killing each other for the most part.
What's that?
Except when they don't have. That's probably the big thing that keeps people from killing each other for the most part. Except for every now and then you have someone the remorse thing doesn't work out quite right, and it all breaks down.
Right. They don't. They basically don't have any sympathy, any. There's another word for it.
Empathy?
Empathy, yeah. There's no empathy for others. No ounce of kindness in that person. Because, we all can think about these awful things and we're all susceptible of having maybe awful thoughts. But what makes us decide to say, well, I'm not doing that. I wouldn't do that. And, that's wrong. Or, there's so many, but for some people, they don't think because they are, I guess, a combination of maybe having sometimes people are under the influence, of a drug. That sometimes can be, or they're some slightly mentally ill on another wavelength, which in a sense being under the influence is sort of being mentally ill. I think that might be the same one and the same. At least that would be that could be that could be you could fight that as temporary insanity, being under the influence.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you could, but I would possibly, if I were,
Hold on a second.
if I yeah.
This guy here, he wants to talk to you. This is Fred.
Hey,
talk to him for a moment.
Hey, what's going on?
Pass the phone over.
What's Fred, man? What's going on, man?
Fred, here.
What's going on, Fred? Did we lose you? I think I got bad posture. Oh. I gotta stretch. I got all these things I gotta do. Isn't that the amazing thing about life is that there's always something new. Okay, we lost them. That's fine. You want to call us 818-528-4516. It's Let's Paint TV. We talked about talking about life. I was gonna do some painting, and then I got into talking. But I did show you my watercolor palettes. My preference is for watercolor. I saw someone was talking about Creativity Madness was talking about the paper, the type of paper for the watercolor is an important decision, and yes, and I'm a big. Okay, let's take this call here. All right, our intern has.
Back there?
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back again.
Sorry, I was trying to pass over the phone and I dropped it and the battery fell out. So.
Oh. Sweet.
And the whole thing fell apart. I was going to try to pass it over to Fred.
Okay.
I think he'd love to talk to you as well. Here, can I pass the phone over?
Pass it over. Pass it on.
Sweet. There you go. Hey.
What's going on?
Hey, what's up? Hey, I first saw your show with this guy Fred Gray, a different Fred.
Yeah.
I think had a painting that you made of him.
Yes.
And you mailed to him.
Yes. I painted his portrait, Fred. Right.
Yeah, Fred Gray. Yeah, I thought it looked cool. And then he showed me your episode, and I thought it was great.
Nice. Nice.
So I told Ben about it, and Ben called you up right now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Are you doing it right now on TV right now or YouTube?
Yeah, we're on YouTube Live. It's pretty casual. There's about 4 or 5 people watching, and we're just sort of. I'm not. There's no bells and whistles here. So we're though maybe I'm kind of thinking we'll be offering more bells and whistles, but at the moment I'm just talking to you all, which is kind of neat in itself.
What are you painting something?
I'm not even painting anything. I was last week. I got but I'm not set up again with the paints, though I should. But I keep jipping you guys. I keep ripping you off. I know, because I let the rest of the world, my world. The things I need to do take over, and then I don't prepare, and I'm not ready for the show every day, 11 to 12 noon. So
yeah, you should be ashamed of yourself.
I feel like a big loser, big fucking loser.
How do you watch the stream online? Where do we go to?
You can go to. You should be able to find it. YouTube.com/Let'sPaintTV, and that would be my channel. And if you go down below, you should see a live feed. Go to the live feed.
And then there's live feed somewhere on it.
Yeah, go to my channel, Let's Paint. Go to, it's youtube.com/Let'sPaintTV. And then...
Yeah, I think they're trying to access it right now. Manga. Have you ever seen that TV show, Your Daily Hour with Me, up here in Thurston County?
I'm sorry?
There's a public access show up here called Your Daily Hour with Me in Thurston County.
No, I
You
haven't
ever seen that one?
No. Is that on YouTube then? It's got to be, right?
Yeah, they posted on YouTube. It's just the abbreviation of Your Daily Hour with Me, and it's exactly that. For 3 years, I guess it's a guy doing 1 hour a day.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's kind of.
doing it.
Yeah, it's kind of like what we kind of do here. You know, we don't necessarily, you know, like I get on little rolls of excitement of ideas, you know. So, but right now we're just sort of having fun with the getting used to the process and just sort of. I don't mind talking anyway. So I mean, at least with you guys, you know, talking to myself and interacting and all that. So.
It's great. I can hear myself on delay.
Nice. were you able to see me now on the internet? Did you find me?
Yeah. Oh, send a link with a band on it? Yeah. Yeah, a band that I'm in played on that Your Daily Hour with Me. I could send you a link to that.
Okay,
you
yeah.
See the TV show.
Yeah, okay. I don't know if the links show up on the. I don't think you can send links on the comments here on YouTube for some reason. I guess they got figured out they don't want that or something, but.
Nah, we'll figure something out.
Yeah. Or send it to me, you know, on my whatever, my email or on Facebook or whatever. So, I got those
right.
links. Hey, okay, nice talking to you.
All right, here. What are you doing over here now? Are you thinking about painting something at any point?
You talking to me?
Yeah, I was wondering if in the next, the rest of the show you might do a little painting, or is that going to wait for the next show?
You know, okay, so you're watching then? You're watching?
Yeah, we fixed it up. There's a bit of a delay.
I know, there's about a minute, at least a minute delay, right? Or more.
Yeah, it's a pretty long delay.
It's a suck. It's
up running in the corner, but I might go a little bit insane if I'm trying to watch the two things at the same time.
Yeah, if you're calling and talking, you want to basically not look at the screen because it will screw you over.
Right.
In fact, I try not to look at it. I basically just look at the comments while I'm doing the show now because there's no point looking at the delay. So.
Right. Yeah. So I was wondering if you had any plans to paint something.
Well, that's a great idea. I really might want to bust out the paints, and you got me with the watercolors, so maybe I could do some form of watercolor maneuver.
Yeah, that sounds like fun, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, it's just I'm not set up for it, which sucks. That's the part that I need to. Well, give me a second. I gotta get some water, and I'll just show you how simple. I'll show you how simple my little. Oh, you didn't. I was talking to you, and I was showing my watercolor things, and you never saw them because you weren't. Now you can see.
Yeah.
So here's.
Up on the, yeah, I guess I can watch you.
Okay, so in about another.
In the past, by the time I see it.
Right, in about another minute, you'll see me showing the watercolor boxes that I was showing earlier. I'm going to go ahead. That's the one I like to use. I'm going to get some water now.
You're showing them now, but I won't see you until...
Exactly. Let me get a little water. I'm going to get some water. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, you're talking to me about this.
Okay, I got some water, and then the next step is getting some watercolor paper. Now I got, I have some a pad. Let me see if I have a pad because I that would be convenient having a pad. Let me find a pad of water. I have large paper, which would be too much for now. Okay, I got some paper right here. This will be perfect. And I don't even know what kind of paper this is. But it will do the job for sure. Okay. So,
you got some paper there?
Yeah. And let me just show you. Let me just show you some of the little, let me just show you one or two little quick watercolors that I've done, like on location live and stuff. You know.
Uh-huh.
So here's one and it will show up later. This is from the Hollywood Bowl. I went to the Hollywood Bowl and I sat there and watched some event. I forget who was playing, and I brought my watercolors. And so you're not going to see it quite yet, but it will show up anyway. There it is, Hollywood Bowl.
Yeah, I'm trying to wait for the stream to catch
Yeah,
up.
it's probably about a 10-minute delay. Anyway, so there you go. That's kind of neat. And so that's a small watercolor tablet. It's about maybe 10 inches by 5 inches or something. There you go. See, there you go. There's one to look. There's one image there for you to look at, I guess. But let's go ahead and do some watercolor because before we head on out. So let's. I got a bigger sheet here.
Mm-hmm.
And let me. I don't like it. The paper to have the paper underneath the paper. You start to have your own kind of idiosyncratic whatever. You start to have your own ideas. Okay, now let me put it down here. I'm gonna put this on another camera angle. Let's get it on another. So that we can see what's going on. I'm gonna zoom in on a doing the watercolor on somehow here, if I can. Just about like right there would be good, I guess. Okay, so this is going to be kind of makeshift, quick watercolor, I guess. Okay.
Okay, I can see the paper.
Yeah, there's a delay. There's a long delay, so you're not seeing anything probably with what I'm doing right now. I just pulled down my pants, actually. And and there's a delay, so you didn't see that. Not yet. That will be coming up in a sec. Okay, so we got to zoom in. Again, we're not set up, but we're going to be set up for a little bit of watercoloring. So there you go. Fantastic. Now the question is, what the hell am I going to do watercolor-wise? What would be happening here? Do you have an idea, a suggestion? Because then we can go on that kind of route, that idea.
Do I have an idea? I have an idea, but I can't show you what it looks. There's this thing that's sitting on my porch right now. It's this old ceramic bust of like sort of a woman. It's like an old woman made out of ceramics.
Okay.
But she fell over and her head fell off.
All right. Okay.
The other day, and so it's just sitting on my porch. So there's like a bust without a head, and then the head is sitting next to it.
Okay. That's plenty of information.
And she's wearing this like scarf over her head. I thought it'd be pretty funny to do a still life of it.
Okay, so let me just go ahead and give that a shot then.
Yeah, I guess you can try to paint it from my description.
Yeah. And I'm tilting it just a tad bit here. And a lot of times people will take a pencil and lightly draw the idea first.
Mm-hmm.
But and that's a great idea because then you can erase and stuff. But what's kind of challenging is just to go right into it with the watercolor, and but use a light bit of water and lightly draw it and water it.
And just start painting.
Yeah, and then just start painting. Yeah. Okay. So it's a woman's head. Okay, here's the head. All right, and there's some lips. There's the nose. There's an eye. Okay, there's their hair. She got a lot of hair. Okay.
Well, in the actual one, her hair is all kind of tucked up under a scarf.
Oh,
if you can fix to that.
All right, let's get.
And she's got a big kind of nose and these really nice blue eyes.
Okay, big nose. Okay. So blue eyes.
But the head is off the body. Remember?
Yeah. Off the vase, so it kind of fell off.
Yeah. So it's like a body without a head and then a head without the body.
Right. So
they're sitting next to each other.
Right. So I'm gonna kind of put a body there that's separated from the head. Okay.
Right. Okay. On the live thing, I can see you just starting to paint now.
Okay. Yeah. It's such a delay. It's crazy. Okay. So then there's the hair with the scarf, I guess, that I didn't really quite get in there. There's a big nose. Okay. red eyes, not blue eyes, but what the hell.
That's fine.
And let's see, let's get some yellow here for her hair. She's got some brown, dirty yellow hair, brown hair. Give her some lips. Okay. And let's bring out the fact that the head is separate from the body. So let's keep that separation more prominent. And the nose went crazy. That's okay. I went crazy with the nose. And who cares? You know what I mean? Sometimes you just can't. You gotta let the craziness of the watercolor go crazy for you sometimes. And that's why a lot of people don't like the watercolors, because it is just a little over. It just has too much. It does too much at times.
Yeah, it just sort of flows. You don't have much control over where the paint goes, right? It just kind of goes where it wants.
You can control it, but at the same time, it's hard to. And then when you are controlling it, it depends on how much you end up controlling. Because if you control it too much, then you really kind of are just being way too controlling. You know, it points out how controlling you are when you do control it too much, ultimately. And plenty of people end up going that route of devoting a lot of their efforts and time into having more of a controlled a watercolor as opposed to a more expressive watercolor.
Well, there's totally a good little lesson in there for your life somewhere about trying to be too controlling over things you can't control. Right?
Sometimes people need to be more controlling, I guess, but I'm not going to promote that here on the show too much, because I think there's too much of that.
Too much control in the world.
In this world, yes. And granted, I think maybe there's instances where you want to have control, but I don't think we need it as much as is put out there.
Yeah, I can see the painting coming along now. You're doing some background stuff. It's looking real good.
Well,
I like it.
I don't know how good it is, but I'm just kind of experimenting, and my paints need to be kind of replenished. I'm really kind of the pans where I'm getting the paint from are basically empty. On many of these pans need to be refilled. So I'm kind of have a limited palette, which is good. It's not bad to have that problem. And anyway, we're not really certain what we're trying to do here anyway. So, except for the head separated the head from the body kind of thing. So.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a weird thing to be painting, but I guess it's good. You're just rolling with it, and it's great.
I would maybe. I find too with watercolor, it's a there's a you learn as you go in terms of the drying time of the water, and there's a big deal on that. So if you put too much water, washes and stuff, well then you're gonna have to battle with the fact that that's still wet, and then do you wait for it to dry, or do you just keep plowing more paint on top, or do you paint? A lot of times, if you get a paper towel, you can pick up some of the wetness. And there's a lot of little nuances, but in many cases, you want to just give yourself a fighting chance and just kind of keep hacking away and do more than one, and all that kind of stuff. All right, so we got the head, and we got the body separated from the head. What should we put in the background? Anything? I kind of see a landscape of some sort.
A landscape? Yeah, I guess we could do a landscape. I'll tell you where it is right now. It's sitting on a porch, and behind it is a rhododendron bush. So it's sort of leaves and flowers. But yeah, you see also doing more of like a mountains and stuff.
Okay, mountains maybe?
It depends on what you like to do.
Well, let's put a mountain in there.
Landscape-wise.
Let's see if we can do a mountain. Anyway, again, just kind of reiterating what we did here with this watercolors. We skipped the drawing part and just jumped in with the watercolor and kind of went for it that way. And but if we did go with the drawing, we could have spent more time with the idea of what we're trying to get across and have a little more better rendition, if you will. But again, you end up creating a different kind of piece, and when you go that route. But it tends to be a little more successful in some regards because you did put a little effort with the drawing. But when you do the drawing, and we could do that next, maybe tomorrow or something if we do some more watercolor. You can see there is we can kind of do the same idea but do it differently. One from just drawing first, and then the next not. Just to see the various things that can happen. I like to be able to kind of get away with just painting. I find the problem with the drawing first and then painting is it reinforces everyone's problems with painting in the first place, is that they feel they got to learn how to draw first before they can paint. And when you were in kindergarten, what did you do? You didn't draw, you just painted.
They just sort of smear paint all over the piece of paper or whatever.
Yeah, and you had fun. So that's what I'm hesitant to tell you all, that you need to draw the darn painting first, outline it and stuff, because then you end up spending all day on the damn drawing and you never got any paint going. You got
right. There's something to be said, I guess, for just sort of flowing with the paint and laying down, especially if you're working with like paint, and maybe you put down a background and then you start to put other things sort of on top of it.
Well, yeah, and at least you're having fun with the paint. And yes, you can go overboard and screw things up and then overwork it. And watercolor is great for overworking because it happens pretty quickly. And then it's you realize, damn, I overworked this fucker, and then that's it. You're just like, shit, I overworked it. But that goes with the territory. But you also pick up what works, what can work, and then maybe you prevent the overworking somehow. But how is somehow your own personal journey on it. There are tricks, obviously, to doing it, and planned sort of. There's sort of, and again, it's based on your own, and many times it's your own how it feels, your own sensitivity to the operation of what's going on. But I recommend avoiding doing too much of a drawing when you're using the watercolors. But at the same time, also do use the drawing thing. It's just don't spend all day on it, at the very least, Okay,
it's important just to get that paint going and
get the paint going.
Start making color.
Yeah, get the paint going and then see what happens. And then let the painting do something for you. These are her Farrah Fawcett bangs.
This was going on with the hair there?
Yeah.
It's an interesting painting that's coming along here. It's definitely interesting. It's different. There are things about it that, yeah, it's sort of like sitting on the porch here. It's also a little bit different.
Yeah, it is sort of an interesting. It looks like the thing is flying, the person. And,
yeah, it's flying and then the head's coming off, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind
It's sort of flying across the mountains.
A strange deal.
Makes me wonder what might have happened to it that would be doing that.
And we'll just, I don't know, put some stuff down here, but I don't really know. I just kind of keep it more abstract, I guess. I think we're done basically with it. But we could do some more like this. It was fun to actually do some painting here for y'all. Anyway, my time is up here, guys. So I guess I'm gonna check out and get on with my day.
All right, that sounds good. Thanks so much for talking with me.
Hey, no
It's been a
problem.
pleasure
I
to talk to you.
appreciate your interaction, and thanks for participating. How about that?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for doing.
Take that. Take that.
And yeah, have a good day and a good afternoon.
I will.
Yeah, thanks for painting
I most certainly will.
and all the advice. It's been great.
Well, fantastic. Great talking to you. I'm glad that you are inspired by our by what we do, whatever we do. I don't even know what we do.
Yes, indeed. Quite inspired. Thank you so much. And yeah, maybe I'll call in again sometime in the future. Who knows?
Very good. All right. Well, let's. I'll see you. I'll see you down the road. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Thanks.
Okay.
Have a good one.
Good day. Okay. There you go. I guess there was a question in the chat room. I missed this. Mr. Paint, I'm curious. Do you have an academic art background? Yeah, I do. I've taken a lot of art classes over the years, and so I'm kind of well heeled in some ways. It might not appear that way to a lot of you, particularly people who are interested in a traditional academic realistic approach to what art is, and that's what I'm battling with here. That kind of work and stuff is really kind of gives art a bad name, and I know the other side would say that fucking things up in art gives art a bad name too. But I'm of a believer that the restrictions, and this is a modern thought. This is a contemporary modern thought of what art tends to be, what art can be, and that is free of sort of the restrictions that art used to impose on its subjects, if it were a kingdom that was prevalent, and there's people out there that still subscribe to that kind of equation with art making, and I think that's just such a sad. It's sad, but it's all good. It's all good, but we need to have a lot of possibilities out there. We all can be making art, but probably not the same kind of art, and that's the deal here. But yeah, I did graduate, got my degrees in art, and but also have been took art classes at an early age, and I think some of my early foundation of art was taking a lot of classes at the adult education classes, but I wasn't an adult. I was just a teenager, and not even a teenager. That was very informative for me. Taking stained glass, wood carving. I remember those in particular, but also watercolor and you name it. I took all the classes. And that's important. I think it was important for me to take those classes, because it was it kind of lets you know what you like when you're making this, when you do stuff, and discover what is successful and maybe not for you. Anyway, guys, that's the program today. We did a little watercolor here. Maybe we'll put this up for sale. How about that? We'll try to sell it. And get $1 or $2 for it. Maybe that'll be my next move here today, along with trying to rat-proof the house, which is an ongoing project here at Let's Paint TV. I want to thank you all for being here. We had a great time. We'll see you again. We'll be on again tomorrow. How about that? Another show tomorrow. But thanks again for being here. We had some fun. Good day. Good day now. Bye-bye.